there was a security camera installed in my room. This was quite disturbing, but I didn't dwell on it because I thought, they're the richest family on Earth, so it makes sense that security is important to them. I was still curious why Margaret called me a poor girl, but she almost ran away from my room before I could ask her why. In the morning, the doctors at the hospital performed a checkup on me. The tests took all day. They checked everything, including my hair. As I left, a doctor said, "The results are great. You're a very healthy young girl, just as we needed." Just as you need? What does that mean? Could you explain, please? I asked, but the doctor only smiled. I never saw Mr. and Mrs. Wilson after that first day when they brought me here. I spent my time in my room. Margaret brought in my food, and I ate there. I went out to the garden several times, but as soon as I stepped out, 2 bodyguards would appear right next to me and never leave as I took a stroll. One day, I saw another door on the other side of the garden. This was probably the staff door. I was curious, so I walked toward it. The bodyguards panicked for some reason. They wanted me to come back home immediately. Because they made me uneasy, I never went to the garden again. There was only a TV in my room. I didn't have a laptop or a phone. Inevitably, I was bored out of my mind. When Margaret brought in my dinner, I asked her, "Life's so boring without the internet. I want to ask Mr. and Mrs. Wilson to get me a phone. Where can I find them?" Margaret said, "This is not a good idea. This place is a total disappointment for me. Don't be surprised if you come to my room someday and find I'm gone. I might make a run for it," I said, winking. Margaret's eyes grew bigger. She nervously glanced at the security camera and shook her head. No. I was just making a joke. I was surprised by Margaret's reaction. I watched some more TV and then turned it off. I was so bored. I was going to give it a try, even if Margaret said it wasn't a good idea. Christmas was next week. I was sure that Mr. and Mrs. Wilson would get me a present. They wouldn't say no if I asked them for a phone. I mustered up my courage and decided to go talk to them, but I couldn't leave my room because the door was always locked. Before this, I never needed to leave the room at night. They had probably been locking it every night, but I wasn't aware of it. This couldn't be because of safety reasons, because I was already inside the house. They were apparently keeping me locked up.